Why do some people succeed, dominate, and rise above others, yet feel deeply empty inside? And why do others struggle, fail, and live quietly, yet feel grounded, calm, and at peace? Alfred Adler believed the answer has nothing to do with intelligence, money, or power. It has everything to do with one invisible force: social interest. To Adler, a human being is not healthy simply because they are strong as an individual. A human being is healthy when they feel they belong. From childhood, we are not only searching for love, we are searching for significance, for a place, for the feeling that we matter within something larger than ourselves. When this feeling develops naturally, the person grows with confidence. But when it doesn't, something dangerous happens. The person begins to replace belonging with substitutes: control instead of connection, superiority instead of contribution, isolation instead of cooperation. Adler believed that many traits people admire, dominance, emotional coldness, extreme independence, are often not signs of strength, but signs of disconnection. Narcissism, in Adler's view, is not self-love. It is compensation for a lack of social belonging. Cruelty is not power. It is armor against inner loneliness. The person who feels connected to others does not need to prove their worth by stepping on them. They don't need constant validation. They don't need enemies to feel alive. But the person who feels disconnected lives in constant tension. Every interaction feels like a threat. Every disagreement feels like an attack. Every success of others feels like humiliation. This is why Adler made a bold claim: every psychological disorder reflects a failure in social interest, not because the person is weak, but because the person is isolated from meaning. Many people believe they are strong because they stand alone, but Adler would say, standing alone is not strength, it is survival mode, and survival mode eventually exhausts the soul. If you feel like life is a constant battle, like people can't be trusted, like you always have to defend your position, this is not intelligence or realism. It is a sign that something in your relationship with humanity was interrupted. And this brings us to the deeper truth, because in the next part you'll see how social interest is not weakness, but the highest form of inner strength. Adler never said we should live for others. He never said we should sacrifice ourselves, and he never said we should erase individuality. Social interest does not mean losing yourself. It means finding yourself within connection. A person with healthy social interest does not fear competition. They do not collapse when rejected. They do not feel threatened by the success of others. Why? Because their value does not depend on comparison. It comes from contribution. They don't see life as a war to win. They see it as a shared journey. A person without social interest, on the other hand, is constantly guarding their identity, constantly proving, constantly defending. That is not power. That is exhaustion. Adler believed maturity begins when a person realizes, my life has meaning beyond my ego. This realization creates calm, stability, confidence without arrogance. True strength does not need an audience. It does not need dominance. It does not need to humiliate others. False strength needs constant reinforcement. True strength is quiet. And here is the critical difference. People with social interest grow stronger as others grow stronger. People without it grow anxious as others grow. If you want to be confident without becoming cruel, independent without becoming isolated, strong without becoming rigid, this is the path. Social interest is not softness. It is psychological maturity. And if you've stayed until now, you're not here for motivation. You're here for understanding. If you want to continue breaking down the deepest mechanisms of the human mind and build a personality that is powerful without being empty, subscribe now. Because the next topic, birth order and personality, will challenge the way you understand yourself and everyone around you.